Welcome to the Solemn Vanguard channel. Today we had another stream and thus we have to cover those reveals. As always, if you need to pre-order anything from Booster Set 2 from Overdress, go to 50cards.shop, link in the description, use the code SOLEMN for a discount. Now yesterday we actually had some reveals from Revival Selection. This is the premium reprint set coming out this summer, and so we basically got the first few reprints, so let's go over those real quickly. First of all, for Royal Paladin we have Gansolot, a stride that is quite expensive right now, so that's pretty great. Also great for blasters. We have the G-Guardian that flips. Then there's a really weird one, and that's King of Knights Alfred, the booster set 1/1. Now I saw a lot of people losing their minds over this one, going, why would you reprint this? Essentially, from what I'm seeing in these reprints, all the clans seem to have a grade 3, at least one. And so if you had to reprint something from grade 3 in Royal Paladin, there's really nothing all that useful in there. So I think what they were trying to go for here is instead go with a little bit of a nostalgia collector's card. We see this in Pokemon, we see this in Magic, we see this in Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes they'll just throw some random little nostalgia reprint in there that some people just, you know, would like to have and put in their binder. I wouldn't try to look much further than that. There's really nothing in the grade 3 slot that Royal Paladin really wanted to have, and the other cards are amazing. We have Lu, which is part of Blaster Rush. We have Larousse, which is awesome to find your Floral Paladin Flogels. Speaking of the devil, we have Floral Paladin Flogel. And then we have the Angel, which is, you know, I think they're also trying to go for this thing where they have a stand in every single pack. And for some clans that's welcome, for others it's like, whatever. But regardless of the stand and the King of Knights Alfred, the Gansolot, the G-Guardian, the Lu, the Larousse, and the Floral Paladin Flogel are amazing inclusions. If you remember the first Revival collection, you had so much jank in there. Here you have some actually solid picks. Second slide right here, Murakumo. We have the Premium Collection Stride. We have Genma, which is important. We have a solid G-Guardian. And then we have Yasuie support, but a portion of this is actually part of the Infinite Loop. Now the Infinite Loop for Mura is super slow, so it's actually not a big deal. What I find more interesting is that in here, nothing supports Hyuga or Nuedayo. So if anything, you know, this is hinting to me that deck will probably get yeeted in some way, because they're really pushing for the other type of deck style with these particular reprints. And the first 3 reprints are amazing, like the 2 Strides and the G-Guardian. Next up, we have Nova Grappler. This is a straight up home run, and I think almost everyone can agree. We have Favorite Champ Victor, which was getting very expensive because it's a great finisher. We have Dogen Titan, which is an amazing G-Guardian. We have Medio Kaiser, Dread something something, also a solid G-Guardian, but the Dogen Titan I feel is a bigger deal. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. We have Zubat Battler Victor. We have Extreme Battler Golshachi. Also amazing. We have Bare Knuckle Arnest. I don't play Nova enough to know if this is a big deal. And then we have Energy Girl also being ran in that deck. So the fact that we have Favorite Champ, we have the amazing G-Guardian, we have the main deck cards, like, this is just amazing. If you are trying to build Nova Grappler in Premium right now, you grab your V-Deck, you smash this into it. Sure, you have to pick up like a Bustard, and then you're just set. This is really, really good. Finally, an amazing pack right here. We have the Great Nature reprints. We have a Balaral, a really, really solid pick. Managarmr was also an option, but the thing is that you can't really spam Managarmr as easily. You usually deck out then. So Balaral is usually your spamming. You know, you might Managarmr first stride, then Balaral, and then either finish him off on another Balaral or a Zoa or something like that. So really solid pick. Then we have Symbol Monkey, which used to be Japanese exclusive. So it's fun that we have this one right now. I will personally be running it, but it's really not the best G-Guard out there. Great Nature has very good G-Guards. This is probably one of the weaker ones, but look at that cutie. Then we have Spangled, really solid. Spangled is one of Great Nature's best G-Guardians. There's also no other clan in the game that functions this way. Then we have Big Belly, the attack enabler. This basically works the same way as Crayon Tiger. We have Rhino, which is part of the Zoa combo. And note that Zoa and all of the Zerov Dragons are being reprinted in this set as well as box toppers. But Rhino is also great on Balaral turns, Managarmr turns. And of course, speak of the devil, the card that everyone has wanted to be reprinted. We have Crayon Tiger in here as well. This is the card. Like, this entire pack might as well have been other stuff that no one wants. If Crayon Tiger was in here, this was a successful pack, but they pushed it further. They also had Rhino and Big Belly and Balaral and Spangled and Symbol Monkey. Like, this is amazing. Finally, we have that stand. They're pushing the stand thing, sure. have this fucking ape, but Crayon Tiger is what it's about. So yeah, overall revival selection looks like it's going to be the best revival reprint set so far. However, let's now move to the brand new reveals. First of all, we have these new front triggers, which is pretty interesting, from set 2. Again, if you need anything from set 2, you can go to 50cards.shop. Link is in the description. Use the code Solemn. So these new ones just get free shield when your opponent is on grade 3. I feel like they've realized that just like with stands, not many people are trying to use these triggers. Criticals are just that much better. And so maybe they're trying to give people a solid reason for playing these. When these are 20k shield, you know, that's strong, and maybe they'll go further in the future, but at least now you have one extra type of effect trigger, which is pretty nice. Also loving the art on all of these. Very, very cool. Then we have some Stoicheia stuff. We have Wild Intelligence, an order card. Play this with cost counterblast 1, discard 3 cards from the top of your deck, so there's a mill. Choose up to 1 card with the same grade as your Vanguard or lower from drop and call it to R. If your Vanguard is Sylvan Horned Beast King Magnolia, choose up to 2 cards instead of 1. So this is a counterblast 1. Mill 3, revive 2 on Magnolia. That is incredibly strong. And I don't think people realize like how strong this is. Like, this is a very, very big deal. Remember that back in the day, if you played Grand Blue in G, you would be so happy to CB1 to revive stuff. And now you have that in every Stoicheia clan. I wouldn't be surprised if at one point these things get so powerful that you maybe get to a point where you play Neo Nectar, but your ride is Magnolia, so you can play something like this, but stride into Neo Nectar strides, or maybe even into Great Nature, or well, not Grand Blue, because they already have Revival. Maybe Mega Colony even. Like, imagine if you get to stride a Gredora stride, but you're on Magnolia, and Magnolia then gives you these revives, like... You know, it's options, just things going through my head, but this is very powerful. CB1 to revive 2 is very powerful. Then we have Sylvan Horned Beast Damainaru. When this unit is placed on R, if your Vanguard is Magnolia, cost Soul Blast 1, choose one of your rear guards, and until end of turn that can attack from the back row and gets power plus 5k. So this is amazing, because right now, if Magnolia is going first, you get 4 attacks. You know, you bash your opponent in the face with 4. Just because of this card, you now have 5 attacks. That is so good. That is going to be very, very strong for a rush deck. Its second skill is when this unit is chosen by your Vanguard's effect, this unit gets power plus 5k. Now, I want to go back to this first skill one more time, because this is exactly the same thing as I said about the Gredora Magnolia idea. You can now play this, once again, in any clan in Premium, part of the Stoicheia Nation, together with Magnolia, together with that order from earlier, and then still stride into literally anything. So again, you wanna ride Magnolia, stride into the Gredora stride, lock down your opponent's whole board, revive 2 with that thing, then play this thing, now you suddenly have multi-attack on top of Gredora's multi-attack. I don't know, maybe it's not good, you know, I'm just instantly getting all these ideas and now you can start testing with them. Next we have some Brandt stuff. We have when this unit is put on G, if one or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your units and it cannot be hit by a grade 2 or lower unit's attack until end of that battle. So this is basically a perfect guard as long as there's stuff in the prison. That is really interesting. Okay, not for grade 3s, but you know, a lot of people are attacking with grade 2s all the time. So you may be saving your PG for the Vanguard swing, but then the rear guards, you can probably PG with this thing. That's interesting. That is really, really strong. Honestly, if we ever get a ride deck in Premium so that you can start playing the prison there, then there might become an argument to just run this together with that ride and together with the prison as a lean engine that adds PGs to your deck. I don't know, once again, I'm just, you know, grasping at straws, thinking of weird ideas, and some may work and some may not. Then we have continuous on R during your turn. If 2 or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, this unit gets power plus 5k, okay? Auto on the front row R, when your opponent's card imprisoned in your prison is placed on R, that unit gets power minus 5k. So from now on, any unit that comes back, basically out of prison, is also weakened. That's interesting. I'm not sure how impactful that is going to be. I would have to test that. I would have to see it in action. But it's an interesting idea. We may get to a point where Brandt just has all these units that all get way better just from the activity going on with that prison, rather than it just being a, oh, here's a weaker retire. So that's interesting. I'm still a fan of this type of game design. Like right now, Overdress is still very, very simple because we're in set 1, we're still early. It's normal for it to be very linear, just do your one thing, not too hard. But the fact that we already have such interesting design in set 1 and now even more interesting design in set 2 is really, really cool. And again, a bunch of these cards will probably do interesting stuff in premium as well, and that's also exciting. Like I said about the Gradora thing with the Magnolia thing, and now maybe a lean engine of Prison being pushed into these other decks, and maybe it sucks and maybe it doesn't. That's fun. So yeah, those are the reveals. Hope you found this interesting. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you need to pre-order anything, go to 50cards.shop, use the code Solemn, and I will see you soon. Ciao.